Hello everyone, my name is Grace Bouchard. I'm excited to have this opportunity to speak and to share what fear is. Les Brown said, "Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fear." Today I'm going to share on how we can learn more about our fear and how to overcome it. What is fear exactly and how does it affect our daily lives? Well, fear is an emotion, just like when we feel happy, sad, and angry. Fear is felt when we are anxious, getting ready to prepare for a class presentation, going skydiving, or swimming with dolphins. Mark Edict, who wrote Fear, Feel It, Face It, and Grow, describes fear as something we live with every day. I know we may feel like we are alone, but we are not. Over 9.1% of Americans deal with fear. That's more than 19 million people. I know myself included is dealt with fear before and has continued. I feel like I'm not going to be successful or not living life to the fullest. I hope I can discuss with you today how we can experience fear, how to identify, and how to overcome. I know we all wonder how to better control our fear, but to be honest, we all have different ideas when it comes to how we experience fear, identify, and overcome. We let our fear determine our choices, yet we don't take control. We want to feel less anxious, less fearful, and free. How we experience our fear is a reaction in a part of our brain that is called amygdala. The definition of fear is unpleasant emotion caused by the belief someone or something is dangerous. This is what we see on our friends, family, or strangers' face when fear is triggered by an object or thought. That is, thoughts, emotions, object, and coming to face with the fact that fear is present. Challenging yourself by your negative thoughts helps those encounter fear of being anxious. Self-evaluation can help find your source of fear by asking questions to yourself. Why do I feel this way? What causes my anxiety? Tackling all your fears isn't good for your health mentally and physically. By doing just taking one day at a time can help provide you with facing your fears, making it a lot easier. How to overcome your fear is finding ways to make it an easier way to overcoming them. NHS Inform says taking a time out can help you improve your thoughts, but it's impossible to think clearly when you're flooded with anxiety or even fear. Taking time to do such things as meditation, facing your fears, imagine the worst, look at the evidence, and don't try to be perfect. Those are all ways that can help make it an easier step to overcome your fear. Today I discuss with you on some ways to learn your fear and to let go your fear. We have considered 3 ways fear comes and goes: by experiencing how we receive fear, how we identify our fear, and learn how to overcome our fear. Another quote that helps us understand is by Carl M. Fear is educated into us and can, if we wish, be educated out. Fear may let be in, but we have the choice and the chance to let the fear go. Knowing how fear is how we can learn to identify and to overcome. Knowing fear can't hold you down. By making it a goal to overcome fear little by little makes your chances of your fear to be lessened by 10%. Thank you for letting me inform you about how fear works. Here's more information about what fear is.
Fear is a conscious awareness that you're in danger. We don't have a fear system, a fear circuit in our brain. We have defense circuits, thermoregulatory circuits, eating circuits, and so forth. All of these can make us feel fearful or anxious. They can also, many of them can also make us feel pleasure. What we feel is cognitively constructed in our brains on the basis of certain non-conscious ingredients that are put together. The brain is processing what that stimulus is. That stimulus at the same time is going into the brain, triggering memories that you may have about past past events with that stimulus. As a child, you begin to learn certain facts about experiences. You learn that in a situation where your heart is beating fast and there's some stimulus that someone has told you is a source of danger, you now begin to feel fear, because when you were very young, your parents may have said, "Oh, you must have been so afraid when you saw that snake." And you begin to categorize or build up these catalogs of experiences. These kinds of things are fear experiences. So your brain is processing the image of the snake and creating a representation of that. That representation is going to memory systems, retrieving memories that you have of experiences you may have had with snakes, or just facts you know about snakes, that they're reptiles, that they're dangerous, and so forth. So these things are beginning to coalesce in consciousness into a cognitive kind of consciousness. There's no emotion there at this point because it's just perception and memory. Now, the emotion begins to come when the consequences of activating the defense system are happening at the same time. So in addition to creating a perceptual representation and a memory representation, the threat is also going to the amygdala. It's also activating the so-called arousal systems of the brain that increase alertness and attention to the environment. Because of this, the attention is now focused on that snake based on the sensory stimulus, the memory about that stimulus in the past, the fact that your defense system is aroused and causing your heart to beat fast and so forth, the fact that you've activated a schema of fear because you know that snakes are dangerous in a cold cognitive sense. All of that is now coming together in your mind in a kind of workspace of the mind called working memory, where it all comes together as fear.
Thank you for letting me share more information about fear.